Hello everybody and welcome to niXtreme. Today we're going to be checking out my game pickups leading into July. Let's check it out. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's get into these game pickups. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get into it. Okay, so today, like usual, we're gonna go new to old. So let's start with the stuff you've already seen, and we're gonna start out with the Commodore 64 Mini. Yes, this is the Commodore 64 Mini. It is a small emulation device of the Commodore 64, which is a family computer which was released in I believe in 1984, around there. Games kind of stink on it. I got it cheap as an Amazon warehouse deal, but if you want, you can check out my two previous videos on this down below. Next up, we're going to be getting into some Switch games, and we're going to start off with one you've already seen on my channel last week, and that is Coffee Crisis on the Nintendo Switch. This is the special edition of this game. It is a side-scroller beat-em-up where you play as a couple of baristas who have to fight off an alien invasion. Now, I will warn you, this game is not worth getting. It's a stinker. It's way too hard, and it's not that fun, so kind of regret picking this one up. Okay, next up, we're getting into a couple of limited release games that finally came in the mail. I'm going to start off with Mechs Termination Force on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, this is released by Super Rare Games. It finally shipped out. I finally got it. This is a cool game. It is a mixture of Shadow of the Colossus and Contra. Yes, that's what it is. So it is a side-scroller shooter, but you have to essentially, there's no levels. You just fight bosses, and you have to find ways of climbing up the bosses and destroying them like that. So it's a super, super cool game. Check it out if you can, and I strongly recommend it. Next up, also released from Super Rare Games, we have the Sexy Brutale. Now, this game is super cool. It's very unique. It is a murder mystery game, and you have to try and stop all the murders that happen in this house. It's kind of like Clue or 13 Dead End Drive. You have to try and stop all the murders that happen in this house. I believe time repeats. It's a cool game. Check it out. Next up is a bargain bin game, which I had no idea what it was until I saw it at Walmart for 15 bucks. And that is Helmut. It is a roguelike twin stick shooter. I don't know much about it. I haven't played it yet, but I picked it up just because it was 15 bucks. So I'm going to get into it and we'll see what it is. next up I have Tiny Barbarian DX. This is a side-scroller platformer with 8-bit type graphics. It's a Nicalis release. Usually Nicalis releases come with a whole bunch of extra goodies, but because I got this used as an Amazon warehouse deal, all the goodies were missing, so it's just the game in the box. But it's got reversible cover art, so that's kind of neat.
Get ready for the ultimate workout. It's your turn to feel the burn. You won't believe the results.
And last for Switch games. This is one I've been looking for. I've been waiting to get for a very long time. This is actually a Switch launch game. It can now be found in bargain bins everywhere. This is the second print of this game. The original print had the logo on the spine, not in the typical Switch writing. It had the actual logo on the spine, but the second release does not. It's got a regular spine, and that is Super Bomberman R. This was a launch game on the Nintendo Switch, but it was significantly overpriced at launch, so nobody really bought it. But it is a really good game with a story mode and unlockables, typical Bomberman gameplay. A lot of fun. It is up to 8 players on one screen, so it's a great party game if you can get a bunch of people together. I strongly suggest checking this one out. It's a ton of fun, especially in a party setting.
To restore peace in the universe, now rise, the 8 brothers. The fate of the entire universe rests on your shoulders.
Whoa! He's big! Bomberman Brothers, let's go!
Okay, next up I have an Xbox game, and that game is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Now this game is a cool, really amazing graphic third-person game, third-person adventure game. From what I understand, the combat isn't that great, but the storyline is really good. And it actually recommends you play this game with headphones on, because apparently the sound is really good in this game. So it's something definitely worth checking out. I wanted to check this out because Microsoft bought the studio that made this game, and they have a sequel of it coming exclusive to the Xbox Series X coming out. They released the trailer, and the trailer of that second game looks amazing, so I really wanted to check this one out. I've been waiting for this one to get at a decent price, and finally Amazon put it up for $10, brand new. So that was the time for me to jump on it.
So you will walk into the lair of the beast, look it in the eye, and you will go to war.
She will save his soul, even if this time she can't save her own.
Okay, next up, I'm going to be jumping to some older games here, some cartridge-based games, and I'm going to start off with Columns on the Game Gear. This is your typical Columns, the Lineup 3 and Tetris rip-off game that you played on the Sega Genesis. This game is the 8-bit version, and it's portable.
Whoa. Color.
Hey, there's an easier way to get color. Get a Game Gear, the full color portable with over 150 games, like the new Echo, Mortal 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble.
Sega!
Next up, moving in the NES, I have a submarine game called Silent Scope. Now this game takes a little bit to figure out. It took me a while to figure out even where my submarine was, because you have a map that you have to zoom in and zoom out of, and it took me a while to figure that out to get into the game. Don't recommend this one. I got it as a present, so I enjoy it. Next up, I have Destination Earthstar on the NES. This is a cheaper game. It's a first-person space pilot game. You have to you fly your plane around, you use the map to coordinate where you're going, and then you have dogfights in space. So it's kind of cool. The graphics are pretty cool for the NES. It's very the way the stars move, it gives a very good 3D atmosphere. So I suggest checking this one out. It's a pretty cheap game if you want to look into it. And the last game in my pickups for July is NES Golf. Yes, this is NES Golf. This is the only game released by Nintendo where you can play as Mario in regular human form. Yes, you have middle-aged, out-of-shape Mario in this game. He's got a gut when he swings, and it's kind of cool because as far as I know, this is the only time you can play as Mario in real form in a game. So it's kind of neat. Check it out. Well, everybody, that's all my pickups for July. So got some good ones in here, got some not so good ones in here, but it's always fun to pick up new stuff. Remember, if you like what you saw, hit like. If you dislike what you saw, hit dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. If there's any games you want me to do a Let's Play of, leave that in the comments down below as well, and I'll see if I got them and if I can do it for you. Well, everybody, have a good day.